The Mexican Grand Prix was meant to be another thrilling chapter in the 2025 Formula One season. A fierce showdown between Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen. But what unfolded that night in Mexico City left fans around the world in disbelief. McLaren's rising star, Oscar Piastri, who had led the championship since April, saw his dream of becoming Australia's first F1 champion in 45 years vanish in a haze of team politics, pit wall miscommunication, and a ridiculous late race ruling that changed everything. Piastri's frustration was written all over his face as he crossed the finish line in fifth, while his teammate Lando Norris cruised to victory by 35 seconds. The crowd's boos echoed across the stadium as Norris lifted the trophy, but the real drama wasn't on the podium. It was behind the scenes, where a series of decisions inside McLaren's own garage turned a fair fight into a nightmare. And if you're following this year's championship closely, trust me, this is one video you need to see. So before we dive deeper, make sure to hit subscribe and join us, because what we're about to uncover could change how you see the 2025 F1 season entirely. The 2025 Mexican Grand Prix wasn't just another race. It was a moment that shook the entire Formula One world. A race where Oscar Piastri, the calm, methodical Australian who had led the championship for nearly 200 days, suddenly looked powerless. And not because of bad luck, but because of something far more painful, being left vulnerable by the very team that was supposed to protect him. It began with qualifying, where Lando Norris delivered one of the most dominant performances of the year. Pole position, perfect execution, and the kind of confidence that made him look untouchable. From the very first lap on Sunday, Norris was in control, lights out, clean getaway, flawless pace. Meanwhile, Piastri was trapped in traffic. Two silver Mercedes in front, George Russell and rookie Kimi Antonelli played an unexpected role in shaping the story of McLaren's internal conflict. For over 20 laps, Piastri sat helplessly behind them, his pace strangled by turbulent air and fading tyres. The frustration in his voice grew sharper each time he came on the radio. "I can go faster," he said, but nothing changed. The McLaren pit wall seemed indecisive, unwilling to make a call. And then came that infamous radio message from Russell, "I've got a McLaren up my arse." Moments later, Norris's side of the garage reacted with precision, strategizing, executing and protecting their man at the front, while Piastri's race remained stuck in limbo. The key turning point arrived around lap 50. Piastri was finally given a chance to pit, but by then, it was too late to mount a real comeback. The late virtual safety car deployment, just as he was closing in on Haas rookie Oliver Bearman, completely erased his shot at fourth place. Bearman held firm, the race neutralised, and Piastri's charge was over. Fifth place. A result that looked respectable on paper, but in reality, it symbolised defeat. Meanwhile, Norris was celebrating one of his greatest wins, 35 seconds clear of the field, his 7th victory of the season, McLaren's first in Mexico since 1989. The team erupted. The British media praised him as a champion in waiting. But not everyone was cheering. In the grandstands, boos echoed around the stadium. The Mexican fans, known for their passion and fairness, booed Lando Norris during his post-race interview. Some called it disrespectful. Others said it was justice, because for many watching, this didn't feel like a clean win. It felt like a betrayal. The numbers tell their own story. Lando Norris now leads the World Championship with 357 points. Oscar Piastri, once comfortably ahead, has 356. Just 1 point separates the teammates who once shared laughter in the McLaren garage, now divided by tension and suspicion. Behind them, Max Verstappen lurks with 321 points, ready to pounce if McLaren's rivalry consumes itself. But here's the real mystery. What's happening behind the scenes? Piastri admitted after the race that he's been driving very differently in recent weeks. He confessed that something about the car has changed, not mechanically, but in how it responds to him. Yesterday, it became obvious after qualifying that there were a few things I needed to change pretty majorly about how I was driving. Today was about limiting the damage. Those words are subtle but revealing. It suggests that McLaren's car development might now be more suited to Norris's driving style. It wouldn't be the first time this has happened in F1. A car evolves, and one driver finds himself left behind. Think back to Hamilton and Rosberg in 2016, or Vettel and Webber in 2010, when a small internal imbalance grew into a full-scale war. That's the danger McLaren faces now, because what started as friendly competition has become a cold, silent battle for supremacy. Inside the factory, inside the engineering meetings, inside every strategy call, every decision now carries political weight. And for Piastri, that's a nightmare. He's still learning, still adapting, and now must fight not just Verstappen and Norris, but also perception itself. The perception that he's no longer McLaren's #1 hope. His frustration is understandable. He's done everything right, calm under pressure, composed in interviews, and relentless in racecraft. Yet, since the summer break, something has shifted. His one-lap pace has dropped, his race results have plateaued, and the confidence that once defined his driving seems to be fading. You can hear it in his radio messages. You can see it in the way he's pushing harder, but getting less in return. Meanwhile, Lando Norris is entering the form of his life. Confident, clinical, and carrying the air of a man who believes destiny is on his side. He's learned from past mistakes. He's no longer the young hopeful chasing his first win. He's the experienced driver who knows how to close a title campaign. And if you look closely, McLaren's entire system seems to be bending around him. Strategy, car updates, and even team energy. But F1 has a way of balancing things out. 4 races remain: Brazil, Las Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. 116 points are still up for grabs, including 2 sprint races. That means one bad pit stop, one retirement, or one unexpected safety car could flip the standings all over again. And Piastri, despite everything, is far from finished. He's wounded, yes, but sometimes that's when a driver is most dangerous. This Mexican Grand Prix will be remembered not for Norris's dominance, but for what it revealed. A crack in McLaren's perfect image, a glimpse of tension between teammates, a reminder that in Formula One, loyalty can be as fragile as carbon fibre. Piastri may have been robbed in Mexico, but the season isn't over. And if he finds a way to strike back, this moment might one day be seen not as his downfall, but as the spark that reignited his title fight. As the season heads to Brazil, the tension inside McLaren is reaching boiling point. Will Piastri strike back and reclaim his title lead, or has Norris permanently shifted the balance of power within the team? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our latest videos.